PCJS in the bill. I don't think it ever hurts to have differing viewpoints. What I will tell you here, my concern with the extreme risk bill is it just completely throws due process out the window. We now lose due process, I believe. This is designed to preserve due process for those folks. Well, I mean, the one that came through the Senate, I can't speak to the one that came through the House, but the one that came through the Senate is an ex parte hearing, and I believe that any individual who's deemed to be such extreme risk should have a hearing before a judge with an attorney of their choosing and their ability to ask questions before those that would accuse them. And ours was an ex parte process, and so that's, I speak to that one, I don't know what came through the House yet.
I was going to say, I mean, the House has already voted on the Sullivan's red flag bill, and I haven't looked at Senator Barker's bill. You will see it. And so there's already a process in place where that you make that phone call, and whether it's through law enforcement or they work through the CSB or whatever agency to investigate, and that's what you're trying to do here. I'd far prefer doing it through that process than doing it through this process. So I have a motion to PBI the bill.
If we can, hold on, because I did want to. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of Senate Bill 930? Is there anyone here to speak up in opposition to Senate Bill 930? Okay, and so we did hear a motion to PBI Senate Bill 930.
Second.
And it's been properly seconded. So the vote, members, will be to pass by indefinitely Senate Bill 930. That is a debatable motion. Did anyone need to use any part of their 2 minutes on the committee?
Madam Chair, I'll just
Yes,
say what I did say. The House is already on record to have a process that is a broader process to investigate when someone is suicidal or someone might do something that harms other people. And I much prefer that method than this one. So that's my motion.
I'd like to speak, I guess, in opposition to the motion.
Yes.
So I don't doubt there are other processes, and as the gentleman has already indicated, the most common likely way is to call 911, but I don't see that this providing another avenue that someone might provide where they feel more comfortable in calling the local 911 or the other procedures that may or may not be established pursuant to the other bill have not happened yet. This doesn't do any harm, and I'm going to oppose the motion to PBI. Thank you.
Any further comment?
Madam Chair, just one more question, actually, bounce this question to Delegate. So I'm familiar with the red flag, would you say there is a broader provision now for just, whether red flag has, obviously there's specific issues there, but you're not, broader mental health issues could also be reported through this mechanism?
No, I mean, this is when someone is suicidal or they hear they might do something harm to someone else.
Okay.
And then they can contact law enforcement or they can contact the Commonwealth's attorney, and they would have a process there where they would investigate to see if there's anything there that then needs to go to a court.
Okay.
It has a lot of due process in there, but before you even get to that is quite a bit of, I think, what this bill's trying to get at, to see if we can intervene in that situation to prevent something, or, I mean, I think they have the same goal. This is that bill, Sullivan bill, is a much better process to do this, but that's a small piece, and I hope Senator Stewart will support that bill, because it does get to that part.
And then I would say also, then just that's kind of like the legal part. Then there's also, I know that I have a number with a magnet for treatment if it's like not related with guns or possibility of breaking law, but someone needs some services, that there's a number that we can call that I've given out to many families that exists for the services side.
And Madam Chair, the
yes.
only thing that I would say to address that is, that certainly is one process under that bill. But what I have seen over the years, most often as a prosecutor, quite frankly, is the unwillingness of people to go before a magistrate or a judge or law enforcement to do this. And so this provides something where people can call in and say, I'm really concerned about those people. This is not meant to be a partisan bill. This is actually meant to try to reach a big universe of people that otherwise may not get involved, but doesn't even do that yet. It just lets the people who are qualified to make this determination say whether or not they think this is a good idea. It has nothing to do with
and I'm not gonna vote in favor of this because I'm a Democrat. I think there's some philosophical differences that may have just happened to fall on those lines, just to make that very clear. But we do have a motion, and we have expired our time, so members will cast their vote on their machines, and the motion is to pass by indefinitely. Okay, and that motion passes 4-2.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator. Okay, so members, we have completed the docket, that we have. However, I would like for us to still meet next week, so that I don't have to call us back in for one of these meetings in the interim, since we'll already be here. But there are some, presentations and information that we will hear from, many sides of different issues, but it may also help us see which direction we'll be headed in, as we'll be thinking about the bills that we'll be hearing, or even sponsoring, next. So I do want to meet next week, 8:30, and we will start on time. Thank you for your patience.
Unless
Yes,
some of us
Delegate
have bills.
Bell. Yeah. Did you have? Okay.